Do you know how many people moved into Connecticut last year?
I have no idea.
It was around 230,000.
Wow. Okay.
Surprise, right?
Yeah.
Population grew 230,000. Do you know how many new construction permits were pulled?
I'm assuming a lot less.
A lot less,
Yeah.
23,000, roughly. So when you look at that number, then it just becomes supply and demand. Like
Hmm.
230,000 people moved in, 23,000 permits were pulled. There's not enough inventory to support the population increase.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hi, everybody. My name is Skyler Byrd. I am your host today for the Investor Fuel podcast. And I am really excited right here to speak to Marco. He has got a lot of years in the real estate industry, both on the agent side of things and in the investment side. So he's going to bring a lot of knowledge to us today. So Marco, it's great to have you.
Thank you, Skylar. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Marco, you came into the industry when you were really young. So to start us off, can you tell our listeners here just how you got started and when?
Yeah, so I got started early, like 2018, I believe I was licensed. And I got started, Skylar, for a very simple reason. I wanted to get rich. At 19, I had already failed my first business, which was a nightmare because I was 18 when I started and I didn't know anything. And then I remember talking to some of my friends. I was like, what's the best way to get rich? Like, I tried the get rich quick thing and it didn't work. And I was like, okay, is there a get rich for sure thing? And
Yeah.
one of my wealthier friends was like, Marco, you should get into real estate. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I love real estate.
There you go. So the get rich quick thing didn't work for you either, huh? It's
No,
kind
it
of
didn't
crazy
work.
how that happens.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Right. So
Awesome.
then I got licensed in 2018 and then I started selling real estate then.
Nice. Okay. And how long, in total were you just focusing on being an agent?
So I got into being an agent, not because I wanted to be an agent, but because I thought high ticket sales was going to be one of the best ways to make enough money to buy real estate, because the end goal was to buy real estate. So I think I sold like maybe 6 or 7 homes until I had enough money to put a down payment on my first deal. So
Okay.
like maybe a year and a half until I actually got into the game, started buying stuff.
Nice. Nice. And at this point, so you're focusing mostly on the investment side. I know you're starting your own brokerage. You're in the process of hiring agents. Let me ask you, like, what do you focus on now on the investment side?
So the investment side is interesting. I do it, Skyler, not because I love doing it, but because sometimes the deals are too good to pass up,
Okay.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
In terms of the real estate side, I'm actually more focused on recruiting agents and building the brokerage,
Mhm.
but the investing is just paying me so much money that I feel bad stopping it. It's like I have a goose that lays golden eggs
Yeah.
and I want to work on
Yeah.
building a much more profitable business, but I have to do both in the interim. This year, I had told myself I was going to buy 0 properties. And I think right now I'm on title for 7 new flips. So like
Okay.
I failed. But real estate's kind of like that. It's like a drug. And I feel like a junkie. I'm like, okay, no more, no more. I'm clean. I'm not going to buy anything. And then I start buying stuff and I'm like, oh, I relapsed.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, I find it funny that when you actually know what you're doing, it's hard to stop, right? As much as you'd like to. And on the brokerage side of things, what do you plan on focusing on there?
So, two things I plan on focusing on. Okay. I can sell a lot on my own. There's no doubt about it. But I want to create an opportunity. I want to teach people how they can sell as well. Because I'm noticing the biggest issue in real estate is most agents are untrained. And when I say untrained, I mean most agents don't really know how to use their MLS. They don't really know how to underwrite deals. They're looking at Zestimates and thinking that's good for a CMA to price a property. So I really want to focus on the training. And I also want to focus on creating more opportunity because the opportunity is not limited in real estate. I see a lot of brokerages, and I've worked in some brokerages that are super competitive within each other and other brokerages. Whereas other brokerages and other people in your brokerage already have the clients that you need to close the transactions you're working on. So I think it's going to be big on training, hard work, and collaboration. Those are the big things I'm going to be working on.
That makes sense, absolutely. And that was interesting, actually. That you said it's a lot of training on the underwriting kind of technical side of things. Usually in these type of industries, myself, I come from the finance industry, both personal and business. So usually there's a huge emphasis put on sales training more than anything instead of the actual technical side. What do you feel about that? Do you feel like in real estate, do you find agents need help on selling and marketing more, or is it really like, hey, they're coming out there pretty weak in the actual technical parts of it?
So I created a training course for my agents. Does that make sense? So it's not a course
Yeah.
that's marketed, that's sold. It's like you join the brokerage, you get access to the course. The course is broken down into many different things. The first one and the most important one in my mind, is the technical side. And the reason I say that is the marketing and sales is easy. Like if you understand marketing and sales and you know how to reproduce your system in other markets and you can do it at scale, which I've done, that part is easy. But what if I fill your calendar with a ton of appointments and you don't know how to handle them? So
Yeah.
that's why I put a big emphasis on the technical. Like you should understand how to use the MLS. You should understand how to use your CRM. You should understand the sales and marketing. Those are all important, no doubt. I don't think one ranks higher than the other. Let's say you were, and I know a lot of people like this, they're super skilled technically. Your pipeline is cooked. They have nothing in their pipeline. They're not making any money. And then
Yeah.
I know other people who their pipeline, absolutely stunning. And they have no idea what they're doing, So I think it's important to work on both skills, but
Yeah.
if you had to put one before the other, a technical skill needs to come first. And if you already have a technical skill when you join the brokerage and we can just talk about sales and marketing, that's my conversation. That's what I'm really good at.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Actually, I like that. I think it gives, people that are new to the industry kind of just getting in, I think it gives them a lot more confidence that they actually know what they're talking about. And in my opinion, that's half of sales anyway, right?
Yeah.
If you don't feel like you're faking it too much, that you actually know what you're doing, that's huge. Like that instills a lot of confidence.
Skylar,
So
you're an agent as well, right?
I am not.
Oh, you're not.
I am not. No, I come from the finance world.
All right, awesome. I remember as an agent, Skylar, the first time I had to put together the paperwork, I had no training. So,
Jeez.
as a 19-year-old, these people were trusting me with the biggest decision of their life,
Mhm.
and nobody taught me how to fill out the purchase and sale agreement or to buy a broker agreement. And I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't get arrested.
Absolutely. Did you have somebody you could kind of, that could help mentor you through that, or were you just
I
out there on your own?
I reached out to my broker at the time, and they gave me some vague general direction that was not useful.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I can definitely tell you because again, you kind of run into a lot of this same type of things in the finance world with the paperwork and everything. And there's no way I could do it if I didn't have people to lean on. So I give you a lot of credit for that.
Right.
That's awesome.
I wish I had a mentor doing this industry, but for me, it's been trial by fire. So it's
Okay.
been like moving really fast, trying a bunch of things, failing, on to the next one, trying really hard, failing, and then eventually I got some wins. There were some breaks.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. That shows a lot of perseverance, that you've got a lot of internal drive. So again, I really admire that. Absolutely. And what would you say right now is your biggest focus on the brokerage side?
So definitely, that's a good question, Skylar. Definitely streamlining operations for the agents. I would say
Okay.
that. Like agents, their job, they are real estate salespeople. They are meant to sell.
Mhm.
They are not meant to sit behind their computer for 11 hours a day? So
Yeah.
creating the automations for the agents is what I've been working on a lot. So you get a lead, it comes into your CRM. Okay, the automatic 52-week follow-up is in there. Those kind of automations, that way agents can really scale and build wealth through selling real estate. Happens to be that most of my target audience for the brokerage is investors and high net worth people. And those people, like, I mean, you're an investor, you know what's important. You want to know what the market is. You want to know if FMRs went up, fair market
Mhm.
rents went up. Those are the type of communications that we're going to do. So provide value and still stay top of mind.
Nice. That's awesome. So you're going to be essentially taking care of the agents that are coming into work for you. I think that's huge. Again, there's a ton of similarity there between the real estate world and the finance world, just in the operational aspect. So I absolutely appreciate that. The more that you can give your salespeople on the operations side and let them go out and do what they do, right? Go out there and do revenue producing activities, the more successful everybody's going to be. So
Right.
that's awesome. And remind me, what area of the country are you kind of focusing on right now?
I'm in New England, so I do Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. So
All
those are
right.
my major markets. I go all the way up to Boston, all the way down to Greenwich, all the way down to Newport, like that triangle.
Nice. Okay. And with the brokerage, are you searching for agents all across the country? Are you trying to keep them local to keep them kind of in house? What do you think?
So because a brokerage is new, I want the first 100 agents to be near me because I want to have the time to sit down with them and
Yeah.
like have the trainings, have the meetings, help them build their business. And then after we train the first 100 and they're producing and they know exactly what's going on, then
Mhm.
I think I'm going to look to expand in other markets like Florida, the Carolinas, California, New York.
Yeah. I kind of reach out to the major markets on the East Coast here.
Yep.
Nice. I like that. Absolutely. So let me ask you, I mean, on the investment side of the house for you, obviously we talked about the brokerage. What are you, I know it's hard for you to kind of get out of it, but are you looking for properties that you're still trying to flip? Are you trying to buy them, hold them, be a landlord, have an income stream? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm still buying properties. Last week I closed on two. So
Okay.
buying two properties in a week is still like a lot for me. It's a lot of money out of pocket. It's a lot of
Mhm.
management. I'm looking for three types of opportunities right now. I'm a developer as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I'm building houses from the ground up. So we just need the land cost to be like 10% of the after build value. That's what we're looking at there. And then we build it up and resell it. I'm looking for single families that I can flip. I used to do really intensive projects and I still can if the numbers are right, but I'm looking for more cosmetic flips. Like I don't want to get the whole place. I don't want to do all that. And then
Mhm.
I'm looking for value add multifamily. So a multifamily building where the rents are depressed, where it needs some work, stuff like that. Those ones I will buy and rent. The other two I'll sell.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Okay. There you go. And again, is it something that are you really trying to kind of get out of that side and really just focus on the brokerage, or do you think that's always going to be a part of what you're doing just because, it's in you now?
It's so tough, right? Because like
Yeah.
like as a broker, it's rare that like you still get deals where you make like 100 to 200,000 per deal, but they're
Mhm.
rare. Whereas with the flips, it's been relatively easy for me to find those opportunities and get them. So it's really interesting that you asked me that question because I don't know if I want to get out of it. I might want to get out of the role that I'm in. Like I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've seen some of the properties that I bought, fixed up and sold. Then they get resold for like 200 grand more, 150 grand more, a few years after I sold them to the buyer. So like it would be cool to hold more stuff.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, I wouldn't mind doing that kind of business. The flips are a job. They're like
Yeah.
a super high paying job. It's like I invest 15, 20 hours managing a site. I get 80 to 120 grand, So it's like
Yeah.
hard to like just be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore because like, and it's also kind of fun. Like when you're flipping a property, you're essentially getting this super ugly, rundown place that
Yeah.
people have neglected usually for a long time. And you're fixing it up and you're polishing it. And at the end of it, you're going to sell it to a family who's going to move in there and make memories. That's like kind of the American dream. So like
Yeah.
being able to provide the American dream to like residential people is really cool. Really, really cool. So I don't necessarily hate doing that, but we'll see if I get out of it.
Fair enough. No, that's a really good answer, actually. I like that a lot. Actually, I think you're going to have a really unique insight onto this, just given your background and what you're doing now. But what do you see as, as in terms of what the market's doing currently and where you see it's going?
The market's crazy right now. The market is so crazy right now. I find it very, very interesting. So on one hand, prices have skyrocketed over the last 3-4 years. Like COVID was a thing and they were literally giving out free money, like 2% interest rates. I've seen them. On the other hand, now you have a lot of people that can't afford to sell their home. So like even though there's significantly more cash in the economy because the values are up, affordability has changed. So it's interesting. And now there's like a slight pullback, especially in the single family residential market, because the rates are still relatively, I mean, they're not high. Like if you look at the
Not
historical,
historically.
you
Yeah.
know, now people forget about the historical. Like when I started, rates were in the six, and now
Yeah.
they're still in the six. But you had 3 or 4 years where the rates were in the twos and the threes, and now the six seems like double. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. I think it really depends, and it kind of sucks that the people in the administration have all the power over us, but the rates are going to determine what the market does at the end of the day. And then there are some areas that like I'll give you a crazy statistic, Skyler. Okay.
Yeah. Please.
Do you know how many people moved into Connecticut last year?
I have no idea.
It was around 230,000.
Wow. Okay.
Surprise, right?
Yeah.
Population grew 230,000. Do you know how many new construction permits were pulled?
I'm assuming a lot less.
A lot less,
Yeah.
23,000, roughly. So when you look at that number, then it just becomes supply and demand. Like
Mhm.
230,000 people moved in, 23,000 permits were pulled. There's not enough inventory to support the population increase. So on that, like it looks like it's going to go up in price, but at the same time, the rates are kind of curbing that because they're bringing all the prices like to an affordability standpoint. So overall, I think like 20 years from now, real estate's going to be up. No doubt about it. 10 years from now, real estate's going to be up. But in the meantime, there might be some waves going on,
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
I think.
Something that you just got to kind of ride out there, I guess. But what's funny, actually, now that you mentioned people moving into Connecticut, and I don't know, maybe you have more insight into this, but do you think it's a lot of them coming from the New York City area, kind of with everything going on since COVID, if they want to kind of get out of the city? Do you think it's that?
So I think that's a big part of it. I also think a lot of people from Massachusetts are fleeing Massachusetts now, the same way people are fleeing New York. So for some perspective, the last 5 flips that I sold, they're all from people from Massachusetts or Rhode Island, and the flips were in Connecticut. So
Okay.
like that's a really small sample data, but
Yeah.
like affordability is much better in my area in Connecticut, and I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about the governor in Massachusetts. So there's been like a big push of people from Massachusetts moving down.
That's interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
I would have figured Massachusetts and Connecticut kind of would have been fairly similar with everything, but I'm actually very surprised to hear that there's a lot of people from Massachusetts heading down south there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's growing
Okay.
like crazy. Like Hartford, Connecticut. Have you ever been to Hartford?
I have, yes.
Right? It's nothing super crazy. Like
Mhm.
you go to Miami, wow, Miami's crazy. You go to Vegas, wow, Vegas is crazy.
Yeah.
Hartford used to be the insurance capital. Nothing
Yeah.
spectacular about Hartford, but Hartford was in the top 10 best real estate markets in the country for growth. And that is
Okay.
crazy, right? Because it's not a depressed market. It's not like in the Midwest where the units are trading for $20,000. It's still expensive, but the rents are strong. The economy is strong. Connecticut's going up.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, it is like a good, for lack of a better term, like middle city, right? In between New York and Boston, it's still, it's still urban enough to give you what you want, and you've got, really good suburbs around. So, I mean, again, not something I would be thinking of, but as you say it does make a lot of sense.
People are
Uh,
sleeping on it.
yeah,
Which is great
absolutely.
for me, right? I'm
Yeah,
acquiring a lot of stuff before like these big investors come in, which is great.
there you go. Very nice. And just real quick, I know you had mentioned too that you kind of work in Rhode Island as well. Have you seen the same type of growth in Rhode Island? Can you add any insight there?
Rhode Island is certainly growing as well. Rhode Island's a great, great market. The prices are high, the rent is strong. Rhode Island also has this very interesting culture about it. It's such a small state that
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's like the whole state is a small city. You never know who you're going to run into. You
Yeah.
know, it's got tons of beaches. It's got tons of natural, beautiful things.
Uh-huh.
And Providence and Newport, Block Island. It's a really good place to invest as well. Some of the
Right.
legislations in Rhode Island can be a little bit tricky. I know they just passed a new lead law that requires landlords to get certificates and whatnot, which is a little bit of red tape. In my personal opinion, Skylar, government should be like a referee. And when you're watching a sports event, a good referee you won't notice.
Yeah.
He's not going to call fouls outside of things, So I feel like the less red line, the less we notice the government, it would be better. But you can definitely notice the government in Rhode Island, if that makes sense. And in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
like the
No,
presence for landlords, how they impact us, like it's real.
that's understandable. And again, being from New Hampshire, I understand what you mean there. Absolutely. And yeah, Rhode Island, I love that state. I think on the Rhode Island coast is beautiful. I almost went to school there, and yeah, that's excellent. And now, yeah, Marco, we're kind of coming up on our time here. So before we head out, can you go ahead, tell people where they can reach out to, especially any agents around the Connecticut area that might be interested in joining the brokerage? Where can they find you?
Yeah, Instagram is probably going to be your best bet. It's at Marco Epifani with 2 I's. So my full name.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, Marco, I really thank you for joining the podcast. I know I got a lot out of this, and if you're one of our listeners and you've got some good knowledge from this podcast, please hit subscribe. We have got a lot more interviews like this kind of coming down the road for you. So we will see you on the next one.
All right.
All
Thank you.
right.
You have a good one.
Thank you, Marco.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.